Solve the system of equations. So the method I'm going to use is row operations, where I'm going to try to write this system in row echelon form and then back substitute. So I'm taking a quick look at the equations. My first goal is to get the first equation with a leading coefficient of 1. And looking at the equations, the easiest way to do that would take this equation 3, move it up to the first spot, and then multiply by -1. So I'm just going to move this up top here, and then I'm going to put by -1. Okay, so here's the new system. It's going to be x minus 4y plus z equals -14. And then the new equation 2 is going to be the old equation 1, which is -3x plus y plus z equals 1. And then equation 3 is going to be 2x minus y plus 9z equals -21. Now the next goal is to give this equation 2 only a y and z term. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use this first equation, and then I'm going to add 3 times that first equation, because that'll make 3x and then minus 3x for 0x. Okay, so let's do that. 3 times x is 3x, and then minus 3x is 0, so that's going to be the new term for the equation 2. But actually, before writing that down, let me recopy the first equation again. Okay, so 3x plus -3x is 0x, so I'm not going to write anything there. And then -4y times 3 is -12y, and then plus y is -11y. And then z times 3 is 3z, plus z is 4z, so plus 4z. And then equals, see, -14 times 3, that's -42, then plus 1, -41. So let me recopy equation 3. So next thing I'm going to do is try and get rid of the x term down here. Now normally you might want to try and make this y a 1, but this 4 and 11 is going to make an ugly fraction. So I'm going to see if this equation 3 might work a little easier. So I'm going to do -2 times the first equation and then add it to equation 3. So x minus 4y plus z equals -14, -11y plus 4z equals -41. -2 times x is -2x, and then plus 2x is 0, so there's no first term for the third equation. -2 times -4y, that's positive 8y. And then minus y is going to be positive 7y. -2 times z is -2z plus 9z, that's going to be plus 7z. And then -14 times -2 is -28, and then plus -21 is 7. Now it looks like this equation 3 will make a much better equation 2, because if I just divide everything by 7, it's going to be a 1 for the y coefficient, and that's what we want for equation 2. So I'm going to switch these. So it's going to be x minus 4y plus z equals -14 for equation 1. And the new equation 2, 7y, 7z equals 7. Equation 3, -11y plus 4z equals -41. So now I'm going to multiply through by 1/7, which is also the same as dividing by 7 on this equation 2. So x minus 4y plus z equals -14. So multiply everything through by 1/7, we're going to get y plus z equals 1 for equation 2. And equation 3 is still going to be -11y plus 4z equals -41. So now we're on equation 3, trying to finish that up. I'm going to take 11 times equation 2 and add it to equation 3. So x minus 4y plus z equals negative 14. And equation 2 is not going to change. Y plus z equals 1. And then multiply 11 times equation 2 and add to equation 3. So 11 times y is 11y. Then minus 11y, that's 0, so there's no y term. And then 11 times z is 11z plus 4z, that's 15z equals. And then 1 times 11 is 11, and then minus 41 is negative 30. Okay, so almost in row echelon form. So we just need to take that equation 3, multiply through by 1/15, or divide by 15, depending on how you want to look at it. And that'll make z equal to negative 2. Okay, now the system of equations is in row echelon form. So to solve the system completely, I'm going to back substitute. So I'm going to take the z, put it in for equation 2 and solve for y, and then put y and z in equation 1. So equation 2 is y plus z equals 1, substituting the negative 2, y, and then minus 2 equals 1. So add 2, y equals 3. Now into equation 1, x minus 4y plus z equals negative 14. Substitute in for z and y. So x minus 4 times 3, and then plus negative 2 equals negative 14. Simplify. X minus 12 minus 2 equals negative 14. X minus 14 equals negative 14. Add 14, x equals 0. So here's the triple. 0, 3, negative 2. Okay, so that is solving a system by writing the system in row echelon form and then back substituting. Here is the row echelon form system. And you always want to mentally check all these three solutions in at least one of the equations. Let's try this first one here. This one would be 0, and then 3, negative 2. 3 minus 2 is 1, so that works, and you can continue to check. Now this row echelon form is a little tedious because you are recopying the equations a lot. Sometimes with a little practice you'll find you can combine steps so you don't have to rewrite the equations as many times, and that can definitely help speed things up for you.